This is a PSA to the hearing people that want to work with me. If that's not you, this video may not be for you, but if you want to stick around for shits and giggles, here you go. I want to introduce you to a person named Lily. Lily doesn't know shit about deafness, and neither does her boss. You see, Lily, I think she is a recruiter or a marketing agency, one of the two. I did not look into creator opportunity whatsoever. For Earlens, which is a hearing center, and based on the email I got, I am assuming they do hearing aids and other hearing technology. But here's the kicker. They want deaf people to apply to work for them. Like the blatant, I don't know, the blatant disregard and disrespect in this email is just really entertaining to me. Like, how are you gonna ask me to fill out an application about hearing aids, which is forced hearing cultural assimilation? You know what the fuck I mean? Not all deaf people want or use hearing aids. Not all hearing aids work for all deaf people. You don't even know my type of deafness, do you? So I told her I will not be doing free labor on this topic, and if she wants to talk to me about it, she can book a 1-hour consultation with me. And I told her I will not be doing a free discussion with her, so no free strategy session for her. The link I sent her was a booking online consultation for $300 an hour. You want to disrespect me, bitch? Fuck you. So hearing people, if you want to work with me, go ahead, go book online, okay? Book a complimentary strategy session. You could have gotten yourself 30 minutes free. Don't fucking tell me I have to fill out an application so you can decide if I'm qualified or what you want for deaf representation. Bitch, fuck you, okay? No, fuck you. This is for educational purposes and not intended for any form of bullying or harassment. But I don't know why you gotta make life harder for yourself. You could have gotten free advice from me. What I would have told her, for seriously, if she had booked an actual consultation or taken me seriously as a deaf person rather than just cold contact to see what deaf person is going to bite on their 1% conversion rate bullshit. And on that note, I'm strictly speaking on behalf of baseline conversion rates for cold contacting, which is the form of marketing method they did by emailing me out of the blue. Well, first of all, I actually want to say too, if the person who hired her, I forgot the name of that technology company already, it started with an E, but if those bitches, right, see this, okay, fire that bitch because she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, all right? If the people that hearing technology sees this video and you really do give a fuck about your deaf clientele and deaf representation, fire that bitch. Go hire a deaf marketing agency like me, okay? And that's my next advice. Secondly, hearing people should not be marketing deaf products to deaf people. Hire a deaf agency. I'm one. There's Chill Marketing. There's Dozanu, D-O-Z-A-N-U. And there's like one or two more. I cannot think of the names off the top of my head right now, but I do have them listed on my website, on my About page. I have the deaf marketing agencies listed there that I know of. But yes, if you are marketing to deaf people and deaf people are your audience, we have big issues with deaf representation. So if hearing people are just making choices for deaf people, that's disregarding our deaf autonomy, and that's already going to be an issue. And another thing I see is a lot of hearing people, because you don't understand the full history, you don't understand the culture, most of what you do is extremely offensive. And because it's going to take years to educate you on this alone to get to a point where you wouldn't be offensive, go ahead and hire a deaf person. Plus, deaf people are underemployed. All right, so that would be my biggest advice. Like, if you genuinely give a shit and someone was coming to me for a free strategy session, that would be my number one input with them. Make sure you're having deaf representation at every step of the way. I'm like, okay, I have sensorineural deafness. I have profound deafness in my left ear. and my audiogram says, that I have like no usable hearing or whatever on that side. And then on my right side, I have moderate deafness, meaning I can hear a good bit of shit, but I can't hear everything. And it also means that I miss enough to impact, that my deafness particularly lies in some ranges of human speech, so to where I cannot understand speech sometimes. But not that I can't hear, like, that. Not that I miss everything you say. I don't know how to explain it right now, but I did another video on that. The next thing I would tell them is they need to be developing relationships, not cold contacting people, for many reasons. With assistive devices like hearing technology, it's okay to put yourself out there and let it be known that you exist so the deaf people who want you can come choose you. But to be reaching out to individual deaf people in order to attempt to convert them, especially when you're trying to make them apply to then decide if you want to qualify them for it, rather than forming a relationship and then determining that along that process, what you're doing is touching on a lot of ableism, touching on a lot of audism, and you're viewing deafness not from the cultural perspective, but from a medical perspective, which comes from a history of genocide and eugenics and oppression against us, to where we've had to fight for our rights at every step of the way. So among this history of genocide and eugenics against us through technology and the medical industry and the medical community, what you're doing is kind of perpetuating harms and stereotypes to us that we somehow need to be fixed or changed. A much better methodology for that marketing for deaf technology and deaf related content is beyond making sure you're including deaf voices in what you're putting out. Like, if a deaf person isn't reviewing every fucking thing you produce about your shit, you're doing it wrong. You also need to be utilizing consensual sales and permission marketing. I'm like really annoyed about that email, but I'm also loving how my passions of deafness and marketing are intersecting right now. When you qualify a buyer, you're going to qualify based on budget, authority, need, and time. And with authority, you're not only considering decision maker regarding the purchase, you're also considering the person behind the use of the product or the offer itself. If you cannot understand what it is like to experience the use of an offer, you're never going to understand fully what constitutes as having any sort of authority of what to speak on regarding that offer. And that ties into why when businesses are ran by people who aren't involved in the actual offer they're putting out, it's just seen as a profit machine, and the owner on the top is so removed from who it affects, all they're seeing it is for money. Versus when the people involved in the decisions deeply care about their product and the audience and the end user and how it impacts the community, and they're part of that community, you're going to get better work environment, a better team, more respect, all of that, and a better product. So Earlens Hearing Center, if you see this, go get yourself some motherfucking deaf representation today. Thanks. Bye-bye.